Steve Ritter here, Phil Stokes' son. I'm going to kind of go over, I talked about, I did a video on biscuits, kind of keeping with the breakfast thing because that's kind of my specialty, is eggs and cooking with breakfast. So I'm making eggs for my family tonight, and what I want to do is show you how I make scrambled eggs. I got 2 eggs per so it's me and my wife and my daughter, 2 eggs each, that's 6 eggs. I cracked 6 eggs. What I like to do, I don't like to use oil, I like to use butter. And again, can you ever have enough butter, right? So I like the Kerrygold, it's nice butter. I just put it in a pan and I've got it warming up here and melting. You want to be careful not to get the pan too hot. And the thing about cooking eggs, I think, is cook them slow. It breaks the proteins down, the protein chains, it denatures them and breaks them down slower. And I think they're better. So I've got the butter melted in, and I just cracked them. I don't turn them or anything else. That's one thing Mom showed me. And then I just pour them in. All right, yolk and all, there they are. Right? And then as I just kind of pop the yolks and just kind of just stir them around. That's what I do. Now, if you're going to add anything to it, this is kind of the time to do it so the flavor incorporates it. A lot of times I would cook for my family camping, and I would use the same pan. You can see right over here, I got the pan that I cooked some bacon in, and I would just dump the eggs right in there. Not very healthy for you, I'm sure, but oh, so delicious. Now, as you can see, it's starting to break down, so I got it slow. I got the heat kind of a low heat, medium to low heat. I just a little bit of salt, because you got the butter in there, so you don't need a whole lot. A little dash of pepper. Some people don't like pepper or can't eat it really. Not quite there yet, so I'm going to put a little pepper in. And what I really like is dill. So I just use a little dill weed, sprinkle it liberally in there. Just to taste, it's probably maybe a half a teaspoon. And then just kind of keep scraping the eggs from off the bottom. Kind of just keep this running, Bella, because I think it won't take too long. And that butter, so again, it's nice. It's just real simple. And I just kind of keep scraping it. Now, the thing for eggs is you need to take them off a little bit before they're done. Because they're gonna, I worked in a restaurant once when I was back in my younger days. Chef was telling me that, because the eggs will keep cooking. So if you get them perfect in the pan, by the time you get them in the bowl and take them to the table, they're going to continue cooking a little bit as they're warm. So you want them just a little bit underdone. I like to keep kind of stirring and chopping, because I don't like big chunks of egg. And kind of keep stirring it around nice and slow. Keep it from sticking to the bottom of the pan, because that'll make it easier with cleanup later. And you can see it's just kind of keep stirring it around. Yeah, smell. I love the dill and the eggs. Makes it real nice. And keep stirring it around. Now my family loves how I cook eggs. I have to say I kind of like it too. You like them, Bella?
Yes.
You like my eggs? What do you like about them?
The dill.
Is that it? Yeah, the dill makes them nice. And you kind of keep stirring it around. That again, if you got the time and you can go slow. I don't know what it is, but it just you don't want to flash fry eggs, because nothing's worse than burnt eggs. I guess spoiled eggs would be bad, but just kind of, you can see it's just kind of on the bottom of the pan. It's solidifying. You just kind of keep scraping it off the pan, the bottom of the pan. Now you like using cast iron, because I don't know, it's kind of a sense, a little old fashioned, I guess. What do you think? Do you think it makes it taste better, Bella?
Sure.
What do you know? Just a kid. So we kind of keep stirring this around, get the heat going. It's kind of a low, medium, and just kind of keep stirring. This is still pretty soupy right now, so I'll just kind of keep going with them. If you let them sit, you'll kind of walk away and do something real quick, just kind of keep coming back. What you don't want to get is big glops. You know, if you let it sit in there for a minute or two, it'll get a big thick layer on the bottom of it, and then you're scraping that up off the bottom, and that's nobody likes that. So just kind of keep it from sticking to the bottom. So if you want to cook them right, you got to stay with them and babysit them. They're like a kid, you know. Yes, they are. They're like chicken kids, right? Isn't that right? Isn't that what eggs are? Nah, don't think of that. That's not very good, is it? Thinking about it that way. Keep going, just like that. How long have we been doing this, Bella?
Cooking eggs?
Yeah, how long have we been cooking these?
Ooh, a long time.
Well, what's the timer say on the video?
Oh, I thought you meant like in general.
Seems like it. It's 8 o'clock at night. My family's wanting dinner. Gotta hurry up. Keep scraping them up. Now they're starting to kind of, you want to keep cooking them, and they're going to eventually, the kind of liquid looking, you see how they look like they're kind of firming up a little bit now. You kind of get away from that liquid look. You can kind of, if you want, you kind of spread them out a little bit. So they'll cook some. You can see the steam coming off of the water cooking out of the eggs. Again, I like to keep chopping them up, so we keep working them like that. Now you can see, so I let them sit there a little bit. See how I kind of have to scrape them up now. All right, you don't want to let them sit too long, because that's what'll happen. So spread them out, let them sit a little bit. You can really smell that dill now. This is the way I like eggs. My family likes them too. What do we usually have for breakfast?
Bacon, eggs, maybe tater tots or
Tater tots
potatoes.
are probably one in my top 10 all favorite foods. Don't you think?
Top 10,
That's bold. Oh. What's your, I have to say, in my top 5 are my wife's spaghetti and meatballs. Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream, that's pretty good. Okay, see right this? Now you see it's starting to really like come together, and it's looking more like scrambled eggs now, okay? Now at this point, this is about the point where you want to be real close about getting it off the heat and being done with it, because it's going to go into a bowl and be ready to serve, and it's just about done here. So they're kind of not mushy, they're kind of starting to firm up now a little bit. They're not all fluffy, and they're not, I mean, I guess Gordon Ramsay would have, you know, creme fraiche and all this in his eggs and all that. This is kind of just your basic scrambled egg with dill. And they're going to go into a bowl. I'm going to turn the heat off. Now the cast iron, if you can think ahead too, the cast iron holds that heat, and it'll, again, if you leave them in there, it'll keep cooking them. So, but I'm going to take them off. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the bowl, and we'll be ready to eat them here. And they're going to keep, you can see the heat coming off them. They're going to keep cooking in here a little bit. So I want to take them just out just a hair early. Go. So I'll put the menus down at the bottom again. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. But that's the eggs right there. I hope you enjoyed just a quick, simple scrambled eggs with dill.